Cook lifts his bat after completing his 100 against India, and he's in good company. Credit AP. Alastair Cook has finished his formidable career with a Test century, becoming the first Englishman since Nasser Hussain to do so. He's in some very fine company. Here's a look at some of the batsmen who signed off with a three-figure flourish. Mentally tough Essex men are well represented. Nasser Hussain said goodbye to Tests with 103 * at Lords against the Kiwis in 2004, hitting the winning runs through the covers, no less, and making way for a man, Andrew Strauss, who would eventually reap the benefits as captain of the new grit and professionalism that Hussain had brought to English cricket. Many years previously, another Essex man, Charles Albert George Russell, known as Jack, had completed the unique feat of a century in each innings in his final Test, for England against South Africa at Durban in 1923. Jack was born in Leighton, and died at Whipps Cross, and it does not get more Essex than that. His father had kept wicket for that county. Jack averaged 56.87 with the bat in his 10 Tests. Not a bad way to go. Nasser's final moments as a Test match player. Credit Getty Images. The highest score in a final Test belongs to Andy Sandham, who opened the batting with Sir Jack Hobbs at Surrey. He would have had more chances to partner the master for England had his 14 Tests not overlapped with the career of Herbert Sutcliffe. He scored 325 at Kingston vs West Indies in an abandoned timeless Test in 1930, but broke his ankle in a car accident soon afterwards and found it impossible to get back into the national side. He scored 107 first-class tons and was later the coach and then the scorer at Surrey in England. Cricketer Andrew Sandham. Credit E. Bayan, Topical Press Agency, Getty Images. Like Sandham, another member of this club might reasonably have thought that he would get another chance. The 18-stone batting colossus Colin Ollie Milburn smashed 139 at Karachi in March 1969, but lost an eye in a car crash later that year, ruining his career, a sporting tragedy for a hugely popular talent. Maurice Leyland's final Test, against Australia at the Oval in 1938, saw him score 187 as part of England's gargantuan first innings 903/7 D. His Cricketer Spring Annual obituary noted that the body of English cricket in those interwar years was built on firm bone and muscle, but more often than not, Leyland was its spinal column, and you could certainly say the same about Alastair Cook's contribution. Cook's in the right place. Last Test on locations. Raman Subbarao retired at 29 to focus on his business interests, but many felt there was plenty in the batting tank beyond the 137 he made against Australia at the Oval in 1961. He was later chairman of the Test and County Cricket Board and a match referee. Jack Sharp, who made 105 in an Ashes Test at once again the Oval in 1909, did not add to his 3 Test caps after that. But the Lancastrian did have the distinction of being a dual international. He played twice at outside right for England, scoring 1 goal. He was an FA Cup winner for Everton in 1906, and a runner-up the next year, scoring in the final. Nobody who has watched Alastair Cook play football in the warm-ups to England cricket matches can be confident that he will be putting together a CV like Sharp's. Career change. Chris Wilkes marvels at Cook's footballing prowess. Credit Reuters. Further afield, Andy Gantoum and Rodney Redmond made tons in their last, or first, i.e. only Test. 4 others of those to make a ton in their final match also scored a century on their debut. Bill Ponsford ended a 10-year Australian Test career with 266 at the Oval in 1934. Like Cook, he was a quiet man of tremendous mental and physical determination with a taste for the long haul. His Wisden obituary noted, only phenomenal powers of concentration, a high degree of physical fitness and an insatiable appetite for runs could have sustained him through so many hours at the crease. Ponsford lived to 90, so he clearly transplanted the appetite for runs to life in general. Alas, not so for one of the other men who bookended his career with a ton on debut and farewell. Australian Reggie Duff made 146 at the Oval in 1905, but was dead 6 years later, through drink, penniless. His teammates paid for his funeral. Completing the debut finale 10 quartet are two who sit at their country's top table, Greg Chappell and Mohammad Azharuddin. Former Indian cricket captain Mohammad Azharuddin endorses a watch credit. Reuters. Other notables who said goodbye to test matches with a century are Peter van der Bijl, father of Vincent and Vijay Manjrekar, father of Sanjay. Sir Everton Weekes' cousin Kenneth Bam Bam Weekes was a mighty left-hander whose short West Indies career lasted just 2 tests, 1939 at Lord's and then the Oval, where he made 137. Ian Redpath, like Cook, was a tall, gritty opener. He scored a ton against the West Indies in his 66th and final test, where he struck his first test match 6. Alastair needed just 26 tests to clear the ropes, and has done so 10 times since. Wham! Bam! Brendan McCullum hits out during his 54-ball record century in his last game. Credit. Reuters. Among those with more firepower to have bid farewell with centuries are Brendan McCullum, whose farewell ton was the fastest in tests, and Barry Richards, whose last test 100 came at Port Elizabeth in 1970 as South Africa completed a 4-0 pumping of the Aussies. Lee Irvine also made 100 in the match, but none of this majestic South African side ever played tests again because of the apartheid ban. Other classy names from our elite group are Aravinda Da Silva, Saeed Anwar and Jacques Kallis, to say nothing of Test cricket's unlikeliest double centurion, Jason Gillespie, who quit when he was ahead after his 201 asterisk in Chittagong. By even getting off the mark, Cook avoided the most forgettable of all finales. Fellow Essex legend Trevor Bailey, Ashes winner Geraint Jones, Kim Hughes, Imran Khan and Farrokh Engineer all signed off with a pair to their name.